Y'all ready for one of the dopest videos I've done by far? Stay tuned as you hear other women's story in this official Q&A, baby.
Riding a motorcycle has so many pros, at least probably 8 to 10 that I can think of, but some of the big ones would include that it's just so much fun, it gives you a sense of freedom, it's like having your own therapist because you just get on the road and just let the stress melt away. You forget about everything that's going on with you in your life for the time you're on the road. Like, you don't need a destination. You just it's all about the journey itself. It's all about the ride itself. And I would say it just gives people a lot of happiness. That's why we all go back to it.
My name is Chante. I am from Beaumont, Texas, but I am currently living in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I ride a 2016 883 Iron Harley Davidson.
So, have you performed maintenance on your motorcycle?
I have done an oil change. I've also done an oil filter change. I've also done some pipe slip-on exhaust pipes for my motorcycle.
Wait, you did this by yourself?
Yes, I had just a little bit of help from only one
These are nice.
male rider. Thank you. Hey, it took me at least 2 days to get them on. Of course, I didn't have all the tools, but I worked with what I had. I also did my stage 1 air cleaner filter here, and I have changed the tires I think at least 3 times. The first 2 times I changed the tire with like a brick that I had in my garden and a truck, an SUV jack. And the rest of the time I was just lazy, so I got it done. But yeah, I've done a few things. Oh, and I've also flipped my mirrors.
That's actually pretty dope.
Thank you.
It's definitely pretty dope.
Hi, my name is Magdalena, and I also go by Mags. I live in beautiful Southern California in San Diego, and I ride a Ducati Super Sport S. So I always wanted to get a motorcycle license, and when I was getting my driver's license when I was 18, I asked my parents if I could also get a motorcycle endorsement. At the time I was living in Poland, still with my parents, and they just said no. That they were not going to pay for this, they were not going to agree to me taking lessons, and they just didn't want me to ride a motorcycle because they thought it was just too dangerous. So I sort of dropped the idea and ended up getting my license a lot later, and I'm so glad that I did. I did not tell my family about that idea, and I just kind of kept it under the wraps. And once I got the license, once I had my motorcycle ordered, that was the time when I actually called my parents and said, hey, don't be mad, but I got a motorcycle license and I got a bike on the way. So yeah, my parents were very upset, but eventually over time they just kind of made peace with this information. I pretty much just try not to really tell them anything about what I'm up to because they still think it's too dangerous and they're still not happy that I do it, but I guess they just don't really talk about it anymore. And I ride motorcycles because it's just so much fun. I ride because I love it. I love the challenge. I love the adrenaline rush. It's like that one thing that I can do and feel free, and the whole thing just comes with a bike life, and it's something I didn't know that would happen. I just thought I would jump on 2 wheels and ride, and that would be fun, but as it turns out, it's a whole lot more than just that.
Hi, my name is Brittany Hughes, and I'm also known as Brittbraap, Brittbraap on Instagram and my new YouTube channel. I ride an XSR 900. She is an upright sports bike, naked bike thing. She's a badass motherfucker, that's what she is. I do feel like a lot of women's gear is intended to sexualize women. That's what I found in my shopping. I found that a lot of motorcycle jackets have no protection. There's some companies, especially around here, I've asked, I was like, hey, your jackets are really cute, but do they offer any protection besides abrasion resistance? Because there's a fucking impact when you go down. And specifically, I look for back protection because that's really important, and you'll find out why later on. But I found that many women's motorcycle gear doesn't offer a lot of protection, and that's especially what I go for. So I'm very limited on the gear that I do choose. Also, a lot of the gear is made for stick women or in European sizing, which frankly, I like fucking French fries and burgers, and give me some ice cream. So I'm not a stick person, and I'm certainly not like busty, but I like my gear, but I found it's very hard to find appropriate sizing, good sizing, and good that offer excellent protection.
Hi, my name's Maria. I'm from Ocala, Florida. I am on a 2014 ZX-10R. Yes, it's a big bike. Let me also state that I'm 43 years old, only been riding a year, and I love it. One of the questions that was asked is, has your height affected the way you ride? It sure has. I'm only 5'4" in height. So when I was starting out on a 2010 ZX-10R, big bike for a small girl. I was constantly on my tippy toes for the first 3 months of riding. Thanks to my husband, who has helped me and taught me how to ride. He was a MotoGP racer way back in his younger years. Small tracks, nothing big, but because of him, I was taught how to do a lot of my own maintenance. Changing my oil, coolant flushes, changing the chain, adjusting chain, changing out the airbox and cleaning it, and of course putting my own lowering links on. Once I placed those lowering links on, I felt a lot more capable, and the ability to handle the bike was a lot easier for me. I've been riding that same bike now for a year. I did ride a 636 for a little while. Not my cup of tea. I like a little bit more power. But another common misperception that I have seen as only a new rider for a year now is just because we're on big bikes doesn't mean that we're a guy behind that helmet, under that helmet. I've been commonly perceived as a guy prior to taking my helmet off. I don't dress the sexy style that a lot of men perceive women as. Tight, skinny jeans and the crop tops with no gear. I see it happen a lot. You won't see it with me. I work constantly. I'm wearing jeans, boots, wear riding jacket, helmet, gloves. So nope, you don't feel like that person getting off that bike is going to be a woman because of the way I dress when I ride. I ride geared up and ready for a fall. Never had a crash just yet. Knock on wood. I know it's coming. Everybody does. It just hasn't happened to me yet. But I have the common misperception of a big bike like that I see pretty often is that they don't see a woman behind that helmet.
What's one thing or one piece of advice you would give to anybody trying to learn how to ride? Let's see. Know your friction zone. use your acronym C. You should know that. That's a basic rider knowledge.
They ain't gonna know it though.
Lean into your turns. Don't be afraid of it. And just ride your ride.
So I have spent countless hours of parking lot practice, and that goes beyond the MSF course. I learned how to ride in the MSF course, which I passed fine. But I've been to track days to specifically work on my shit. When I say countless hours, I mean hundreds if not thousands of hours I've spent in the parking lot, practice slow maneuvers, getting to know my bike, learning counterbalance, learning counter steering, going back to the basics, working on my brake control, my throttle control, my smoothness. There's so much that you can do in a parking lot, and that's where a lot of my skill has come from, is just practicing. I also have motorcycle textbooks and motorcycle DVDs. Twist of the Wrist, Volume 1 and 2. I've got, I believe that's by Keith Code. I've got Nick Ionach's Sport Bike Riding Techniques, which is a textbook about that thick. And then I've got Total Control by Lee Parks. So those ways I've used to source all of my education on top of YouTube videos. I watch Moto Jitsu online on YouTube, and he's awesome. He's very arrogant, but he's very awesome. So he knows his shit. So no, learning how to ride hasn't come naturally to me at all, especially not having any background in motorcycles. First time I actually rode a motorcycle was about 6 months before I had learned to ride myself, and it was on the back of my brother's Harley, and it didn't go well because I was scared as fuck.
And of course, as always, until next time, guys.